to another Wraggys tap room live. So, will anybody show up? Probably not, but you know, and for the first time this week, I seem to have defeated the cold. Not 100%, I've certainly defeated it a bit at least. And the first thing I need to do is turn off the bloody noise from the notifications. So, these things happen, always to me. Oh, there we go. Scroll down, that's it. Everything's on down there. Good, good, good. Right, so tonight, because I'm waiting for the Chinese to come, and I've been messing about all night, catching up on... I've been unwell all week, and the first time tonight to catch up on actual internet work. And I've had my hair cut, which I needed. Yeah. So we're going to do a Guinness Foreign Extra with... Well, God knows what's on there, the bottle. No idea. I think I do actually. Looks like cereal. Or last week's chips. Versus Feakston's Old Peculiar. The legend, Feakston's weighing in at 5.6%. And then the Guinness Foreign Extra weighing in at 7.5. So ABV wise, one's going to be quite stronger than the other, but it's not always about the ABV with these things. So we'll drink about half of each and I'll reminisce and see how I feel. And yeah, it's got to be about doing lives. The probability is there's other people doing live tonight, and everyone's out boozing, but fair play. You've got to let them know. People know you're back. So, the Guinness Foreign Extra. Get these manky bottles out of my way. There we go. We can just about see it. So, lovely black pour. Nice, creamy, off-white head. And it is a nice pour. 7.5%. This is the Nigerian version. Is it? Let's have a look. Or is it? Can't tell now. Can't tell. Actually, no, it's not. It's the Irish version. So yeah, there's obviously the Irish version, Nigerian version, and then there's also the Ghanaian version. And I won't be surprised if there's other versions over in the USA, because Guinness over there is, they do a lot of Guinness, varieties of Guinness, stouts and stuff you just don't get in the UK. Proper decent imperial stouts as well. So, yeah, sad, but oh well. So, lovely creamy nose. Bonjour, how are you? First time this week I've actually been proper feeling near enough there. In the boozer, fair play. I won't move, I don't know which part of the country you're in, but if it's anything like Nottingham, it's chucking it down here, as you can hear on the shed roof. Absolutely belting it down. I'm not going out of here until it dries up a bit. Fair play though. I'd rather it come now than when I was at work. So it's not all bad. No, it's been dry all day, and I was going to paint the decking, so now I'm glad I didn't. Although I don't think creosote would be a lock-in. Yeah. My Chinese is coming, so at some stage I am going to have to brace the house. Lovely creaminess to this. Obviously, there's roasty, toasty elements to it, but the creaminess is nice. I must try and get hold of the Ghanaian one, and actually do Ghanaian versus Nigerian versus Irish Foreign Extra, just to see if there's a difference, what a difference is. Good evening. I feel better. Yeah. And I've had an haircut as well, and that always helps. I've been using the Chromebook up the house while I've been editing videos. Then found out on Messenger I had my phone on silent nearly all day, and I found out I'd got a missed call off Norman, so fucking drunk. But yeah, once I can get the internet down here sorted properly, I'm hoping to use the Chromebook more for reviews, certainly outdoor reviews. Obviously not tonight because it's chucking it down. But there may be a thing where in the hot tub room, because it's not foil lined, I can do. Fucking hell, that's really loud. And then they're moaning about water on the news. Oh, you're drinking too much water. Look out the fucking window. It's pissing it down. Good evening. Yeah, it started in earnest about 10-15 minutes ago. And then there was a news article saying we're all wasting our water on watering our lawns. No fucking not. No one's watering the lawns because we're getting all this rain. It's like somebody in the news has forgot that in the East Midlands we're getting a lot of rain. Right? And you get some gardener on there who's turning around and saying, yeah, you must water in the morning or water in the evening. No, you don't, because if it's pissing it down, you don't need to water your garden. Anyway, and I'm a gardener. Yeah, I know. That's why I don't listen to the news, because they're so full of shite. Yeah. I'd fucking tell them. So I'm loving the creaminess to this. I've never really noticed it before, so because it's been a while since I've had it, and that creaminess on the nose is really, really nice. I hope everyone's having a good weekend. Obviously the big match on Sunday, it's going to be awesome. Let's hope, again, we show up. Let's hope we give the Italians some jabber. But make it a good match. I mean, the last thing you'd want is a walloping on either side because that just deflates the fans. And then the last thing we want is to lose on penalties either. So a win will suffice, 1-0, 2-0. I'm not fussy. Two or 3-0 would be nice, especially earlier on. And it looked like they killed the match because then we can all drink, shout at the telly, and all be good. Wow, it's really coming down. So, loving the creaminess of this. So I've got this. I've got the Old Peculiar. Old Peculiar is obviously a lot less on the ABV side. I do apologise for the state of the bottle. Don't look too closely. I think that was me from last Friday. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you now, with VAR and good referees, that should nullify some of the Italians and some of their dropping to the floor situations. In Cape Town. Bless you. Let's hope it's not raining there. I'll know in a minute. I'm drinking half of each, having a chat. I was going to do a proper review, but yeah, sod it. On nights, ooh, it's not easy, is it, with jobs? I mean, I'm lucky in my job. As long as I do an 8-hour shift, any time from 7 o'clock in the morning till 5, I'm okay. So if I wake up Monday morning feeling a bit rough, I can wait an hour and go in, and the boss won't be too bothered. It'd be nice if he turned around and says, have the day off, Wraggys. You've been good this year for me. Yeah, don't think so, somehow. He's good, but I don't think he's that good. But then sometimes, get to work and enjoy the euphoria. Or the disappointment, you never know. Let's hope it's the euphoria. And I need to be well for Monday because supposedly on Monday, I'm going to be, actually, let me just make sure these settings are right. There we go. Settings were wrong. Yeah. I'm actually going to be supposedly trying my new beer. The gardens do look good. They do, yeah. I showed the new managers on the site. So the boss, I talked to the boss is the owner. And he's put managers on both sites, like site managers. To be fair, I don't really have out to do with them. Technically, while I'm on that site, they are my supervisor, but they're not because I don't, respond to them, unless they were to come and ask me to do something, I suppose then. But to be fair, because I'm so good at my job, I've already done what needs to be done. It is what it is. It's all down to experience, isn't it? Controlling sites. The sites both look amazing, and hopefully the mower gets fixed next week. The ride on, otherwise I've got a lot of walking to do. So, loving this. Like I say, lovely black paw, off-white head. But that creaminess, I don't think I've ever noticed it was so creamy before on the nose. Am I getting my sensors back? Hell yes. It's been a long bloody week without your sensors. 2 COVID tests. Whether you believe in COVID or not, that wind, putting the wind up there, oh. No, because it depends on what mower you use. It doesn't really. Certain mowers are crap on wet grass. Other mowers are great. The problem with wet grass is when it gets wet and it gets soft, then mowers stick in. If the grass is really long, trying to mow the grass, you're just going to clog everything up. Wherever I work, the grass is all really small, so it's not too much of a problem. Yeah, I mean, I've had a good friend nearly die from it. She's still got this long COVID. She's still not in a good position. She's still not back at work after a year and a half. I've got my nephew's grandma died of COVID. His dad was in hospital for 8 weeks on a ventilator with COVID. So we've all got our own experiences and what we think of it. You know, do I believe that there's some conspiracy theories? Yes. But I believe, you know, there's lots of, you know, when you look around the world at this time, why can't they put a cure for cancer out there? Maybe, if everything's legit, and we never know, do we? With whatever side of the fence you're on, you never know. If everything's legit, and they can create something, they're already on about HIV, and basically a cure for HIV. If that's the way, will there be a cure for cancer? Cannabis oil. I'll tell you a little story about cannabis. You may have heard it before. In my rattlings at some stage in my 3 years of being beer reviews. Not really a friend of ours, but an acquaintance. I don't know, I've never had it, so thank God. But anyway, I've known this person via a good friend, and his mum was dying of cancer. He got hold of proper cannabis oil for her. The cannabis oil killed the cancer. She was terminal, she is now as fit as fiddle. That being said, if that's the case, and cannabis oil can do that, why not bloody subscribe it to people? Do the governments of the world want to reduce the amount of the population? Probably. Anyway, back to the beer. That's why we're all here. That's why I'm here anyway. I dare say there are going to be a lot of pissed up people in the world. So, really enjoyed that. And I've missed out on a lot of things in the last week. Pharmacies don't want cures, governments don't want cures, really, in the grand scheme of things. It's like cigarettes. They make out they don't want you to smoke them, but they earn so much money from them. Beer, the duty on beer pays for a lot of the government stuff. So whilst they moan about beer does pays for a lot in the tax system. It's a funny old world, isn't it? Yeah. So, we'll pour the old peculiar out now. It's been a while. Last time I had this was with Dean's Beer Reviews, funnily enough. Although the bottle wasn't as manky as then. Yeah, thank God. Oh, I better take the lid off, eh? It is good to be back in the beer room, and good to be feeling well. I do plan to do a weekly thing. Where I'm doing the Wraggys tap rooms again, one beer against another. So we'll do beer battles, lager battles, but I'm going to try and do it a couple of weeks in advance. So I want to get the stockpile of beers ready for that. And good evening, Craig. It's good to be back. Good to be back. I'm fucking well as well. Yeah, so I want to do beer battles, but give notice, plenty of notice, so that if those that are interested in joining in, and once I get this Chromebook situation sorted out and internet situation sorted out, I may even do more, especially on the Wraggys taproom nights. It'll only be for an hour anyway. Once I hit an hour, it's going off. It's as simple as that. You know, I don't want to piss the wife off. So it's that is a given. We're all on good terms anyway, so it's all good. But you know, I did overstep the mark. You know, we all do in life. None of us are perfect, and yeah, I'm not far off perfect in some ways. Yeah, as a gardener maybe. Yeah. Fucking hell, nothing else. But anyway, don't seem to think as a gardener. I try to be a nice person, and that's the best way, isn't it? Although I do have an opinion, and I'm not shy. But there's a right and wrong way of saying everything in life. That bottle's disgusting. Yeah, I blame old Tom. Old Tom and Chips from last Friday, funnily enough. And that's as far as we need to go. That bottle was sitting the other side down there. And that bloody Guinness bottle was. So there's a story there. We don't want to go any further with that story. I certainly don't. So, obviously, Old Peculiar, 5.6%. This is a malt fest of a beer. From Feakston's, as we know, who do make some good beers. Feakston's and Black Sheep Brewery, best mates. Doing much, much better. Still not 100% over this chuffing cold or whatever it was. It battered me. And I'm usually quite resilient. And even a bit of red wine did not help. No, it didn't help at all. Tannins in red wine does help battle colds. And for me to be as serious as taking 2 COVID tests, it was worrying. We did have a family member, quite not as close as my immediate family, but a family member very close who caught COVID. And yeah, it's put the wind up us all. And you know, when you're sitting there on a Sunday night and you've got all the symptoms, and then anxiety kicks in, and you can understand in the world, and whether you believe it or not, COVID, you know, but there's an anxiety. Mental health comes into play here. So you're getting symptoms. Your brain responds to them symptoms. You're thinking the worst. Then your body starts to kick in, and last Sunday night, I could feel myself going downhill fast. And do you know, it does make you wonder sometimes, with a lot of people who've passed away with COVID, it wasn't always just what happened, but the mental health side of things put them on a downward spiral. And mental health is as critical to this nation and around the world as the actual illnesses, because people lose the will to live and they go. And it's the same with people who are in hospital. My mum was in the cancer ward, you know, the end cancer ward, and she was doing really, really well. And then they said to her, you can go out of hospital. And she was in the terminal section, you know, she was in the final days section. And she made peace. And this making of the peace, it brought a clarity to her. She didn't make total peace. There was some things she didn't do which she needed to do. That's gone to her grave. There's nothing, you know, any of us could do. But what she did, she made peace, and that's settled. And it just, none of us know. Do any of us know about heaven? No, we don't. You know, and if anybody thinks they know, they're talking bollocks. But is there an heaven? Possibly. And she made peace, and then she went in her sleep. She went on her own terms in her sleep. And same with this old bloke at Christmas, the old bloke whose garden I was doing. He had cancer for 2 years. He fell and broke his hip. They repaired his hip in hospital. He was in hospital. He was doing well. And he went on his own accord. He had cancer. He beat the fucking cancer. COVID never got him. And he told his daughters to thank me for everything I did for his garden, and went. And wow, you know, you can read into things. Cheers. And you know, when you listen to people, and you know, we've all got our own minds on what's there and what's out there, you know, and opinions. Always best to, if you've obviously got dodgy opinions, then it's sometimes. I work with somebody at work, and some of his opinions don't coincide with my opinions. I let him say his opinions, and then I just put a blank him and carry on with my opinions, as you do. So anyway, 21 minutes in. Now I'm getting a little bit of creaminess with it. I must have some fucking cream up my nose. He's actually a nice bloke, to be fair. And this time last year was the day when the idiot threatened the manager with a hammer in front of my eyes, because I only put one thing on my Facebook this time last year, and I've not shared it because I know what that thing was. And hello, yeah, of course you can. Yeah, beer hops should always be in the fridge, apparently. Yeah, I didn't know this until the other day when I was at Lincoln Green Brewery. Yeah, it should be in the fridge. Yeah, this time last year was the day I experienced a truly volatile temper. And being in a low mental health state, that volatile temper. And you know, people with them sort of tempers, they need help. That bloke, he needed help. He needed to see what the person he was. Somebody to video him doing that and say to him, "Are you happy with yourself? You're taking that home to your wife and kids." And you know, when most of us are being dicks, and then someone takes a video and says, "This is what you were like, mate," and you look back and you think, "Oh shit, good evening." No old Toms tonight, no. Although I think old Tom's air in spirit, or certainly on the edge of the bottle. Anyway, I can't smell cream now. I think I still had a bit of a whiff from the cream from the other one. So yeah, Old Peculiar. I'm doing an Old Peculiar Guinness Foreign Extra. You can take the piss out of yourself. You're there. Good evening. The best people who know their own faults and can take the piss out of their own faults. Most people in life know they probably drink too much. I certainly do. And it's when you get people reminding you you're stepping off course, and that little bit of I'm not so sure whether I'll be asleep because I'm knackered, but if I can, I'll nip on, even if it's only in virtual background form. Yeah. Whilst I'm catching up on internet. Oh my God, social media is a shit at times. You know, when you haven't been on for a week, it kills me. Yeah, it's pouring down in Bedfordshire. It's certainly it's just stopped. The best of us are the ones that can see our own errors. Oh shit, food's here. Fucking hell, that was quick. Bastard. Right, I'm gonna have to kill this off and come back. Bollocks. back for round 2 in about 20 minutes or so. I'm sure she won't mind. But yeah, that was short and sweet, wasn't it? Hey, okay, now. Right, I'm not eating it on camera. I just can't do it. I can't eat on camera. Back in about 20 minutes. Cheers all. Yeah.